Hi, I'm Mike Gleason, and welcome as ESPN Classic presents first-round East Regional action from the 1984 NCAA tournament between the Auburn Tigers and the Richmond Spiders. This year's tourney began with 5 preliminary round games, with the winners advancing to the field of 48. In its preliminary round game, Richmond advanced by knocking off Rider 89-65. Auburn was making its first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament and was led by center Charles Barkley and forward Chuck Person. The Tigers were 20-10, tying a school record for most victories in a season, and fell 1 game short of a conference title, losing to Kentucky 51-49 in the SEC championship game. Meanwhile, Richmond was also making its first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament, paced by forward Johnny Newman. The 21-9 Spiders were the ECAC South champions. The last time the Tigers posted a 20-win season was in 1958-59 when they went 20-2. Coming up later, we'll profile the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley. But now we present the 1984 NCAA East Regional first round matchup between Auburn and Richmond on ESPN Classic.
ESPN, the Total Sports Network, presents a national championship. It's the 1984 NCAA Basketball Championship. Tonight from Charlotte, the Tigers of Auburn take on the Spiders of Richmond.
Each of these teams has had an outstanding season. The Auburn Tigers, coached by Sonny Smith, have won 20 games and lost 10. They can set a new Auburn record tonight if they get the 21st victory. They never won over 20 before. The Richmond Spiders, coached by Dick Tarrant, who's in his 3rd season there, and he's really gotten things stirred up for Richmond. They're having their most success in basketball, Jeff Mullins, in 30 years.
Oh, it's terrific to see both these teams here today, and both coaches, outstanding young coaches, and have done a great job this year. Richmond, of course, a much smaller team, plays a very disciplined style. They've got an outstanding player in Johnny Newman, and of course, Auburn with the player of the year in the Southeastern Conference, Charles Barkley, perhaps one of the most exciting players in college basketball.
Well, he's 6'6", he weighs about 280 or 282 pounds. You got a list of nicknames that'll reach all the way from here to Auburn, Alabama. The round mound of rebound, though, is the one that he seems to go by the most times. Sonny Smith, one of the most cleverest and funniest guys you'll ever meet in your life, was at East Tennessee State. He's traveled all around. He was out at Pepperdine in Los Angeles. Said he had to leave there because he never could learn to merge into the traffic. But both these guys were coach of the year in their respective conferences. Sonny Smith in the SEC and Dick Tarrant in the ECAC South. These two teams have met twice. Auburn's won in both in Richmond, incidentally, 1977 and 79. But Auburn, one of the most physical teams you'll ever see. There's Dick Tarrant. Dick Tarrant, who was coach of the year, is name of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. He's from coached in high school up in New Jersey. He was coach of the year up there, as a matter of fact. And there's Sonny Smith. And you won't meet a more pleasant guy. He loves country music. I think he'd like to be a singer.
He's definitely one of the more entertaining coaches in the country. Great after-dinner speaker, and of course, an outstanding coach.
He says, I like my songs sad and pitiful, but he doesn't like his teams that way, and he's got to go. Well, let's meet the starting lineups. Here's announcer Sterling Martin.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's second game. At one forward for the Spiders from Richmond University, number 20, a 6'7" sophomore from Danville, Virginia, John Newman. And at a forward for Auburn, number 11, a 6'7" senior from Tuskegee, Alabama, Greg Turner. At the other forward for Richmond, number 32, a 6'5" sophomore from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, John Davis. And for Auburn, number 45, a 6'8" sophomore from Brantley, Alabama, Chuck Person. At center for Richmond, number 45, a 6'9" senior from Middletown, Ohio, Bill Fly. And for Auburn, number 34, a 6'6" junior from Leeds, Alabama, Charles Barkley. At one guard for Richmond, number 10, a 5'10" sophomore from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Greg Beckwith. And for the Tigers, number 12, a 6'1" freshman from Augusta, Georgia, Gerald White. The other guard for Richmond, number 11, a 6'2" junior from Washington, D.C., Kelvin Johnson. And for the Tigers, number 15, a 6'4" freshman from from Kissimmee, Florida, Frank Ford. The Spiders are coached by Mr. Dick Tarrant. The Tigers by Mr. Sonny Smith. Your officials tonight, Mr. Jim Howell, Mr. Phil Robinson, and Mr. Jim Burr.
Game 2 on this first round site here in Charlotte, North Carolina, the East Regional. The opening game, a thriller, won at the gun by Temple over St. John's. Here's Richmond. They probably will try to slow it down a little bit, but if you think Richmond's overawed by Auburn from the SEC, think that James Madison the last 3 years has come out to upset Georgetown, Ohio State, and West Virginia in that order.
And there's a great similarity between the Richmond style and the James Madison style in that they have excellent shooters. They're very well disciplined on offense and defense.
Barkley, an explosive jumper. Look how he gets up. Hits the ball in the backcourt to Chuck Person, who some say is just as good a player as Barkley and no finer in the SEC than Chuck Person. Auburn will go to work. 2-3 zone by Richmond. You got to expect that against the physical brute strength of this Auburn War Eagle team.
Both these teams tend to like the zone, and of course Richmond opening up into 2-3. Auburn doing the same, of course, might allow Richmond to control the tempo of the game, which they will want to do.
Outstanding freshman tandem at guard for Auburn. That's White, and there's Frank Ford. Both were high school All-Americans. Weak side to Person, and rebound inside. Put up by Turner. Won't go, but there's a foul on the play. Personal foul. I think they're looking at John Davis. Well, that's Bill Fly, but I think Davis committed the foul, which is the first of the ball game.
And that's one thing that Richmond has to be concerned about, not allowing Auburn too many second and third shots. And of course, Jim, when you play a 2-3 zone, you don't have definite blockout responsibilities, so offensive boards can be a problem.
Dick Tarrant, former Marine for 4 years, so he knows what it's being a tough spot. Okay, Greg Turner will go to the line for 2 shots. He's been a kind of a key to the success of Auburn. He switched to center last year when Barkley was out. Auburn is not an outstanding free-throwing team. Just what do they shoot?
They only shoot 68% from the free throw line. Turner just a little under 64.
And let's see, Richmond got the ball for the first time. Driving it was Calvin Johnson. Turns it over to diminutive Greg Beckman. This guy's really small. The first shot of Richmond. Newman carries it out of the corner. Johnny Newman, all-time leading scorer for Richmond. 2-0.
He's got great range on his jumper, and there we saw Richmond walking the ball up the floor. Tempo. They're going to try and slow it down definitely.
I would mention him all-time scorer. Only mentioned all-time leading scorer is a sophomore. He gives them exactly 2,000 points at that opening basket. Richmond leads 2-0. There's the alley-oop lob inside. Push on the play. A foul's going to be against Richmond, and it's on Newman, and the basket's going to tie it up and give Auburn a chance to move ahead. Perfectly timed alley-oop to Person.
Jim, the college players of today make that look so easy, but believe me, that was not difficult. Person was behind the basket, had to reach back, grab it with one hand, and lay it off the glass. Beautiful play.
Sonny Smith a little concerned about this great player. Person. He injured his knee in the semifinals of the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Look at Barkley follow up. Auburn leads for the first time at 4-2.
Barkley, the leading rebounder in the Southeastern Conference, shows why.
Newman's open. He's got plenty of time, Newman. This guy can shoot the eyes out of it. That's his 4th point, and Richmond's back in the tie. 4-4.
I don't think he's nervous about his first NCAA appearance. Two for two from way out there.
He's so relaxed, there's a danger he may fall asleep. 18 minutes to go, so we played 2 minutes. 4-4 tie. Ball outside, Auburn buried by Turner. Greg Turner. And Auburn goes back to lead 6-4. Here's Beckman racing it in the front court. Richmond now will take its time. They'll use a lot of patience here, looking for a good shot. Probably trying to get Johnny Newman in an open spot. There's Newman.
Straight on the post.
Ball will put up by Johnson. He can shoot just like Newman. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch. We're tied for the 3rd time, 6-all.
Excellent outside shooting shown by Richmond thus far. Not easy shots. They've been very patient, though, looking for the open shot.
Auburn's 20-10. Now another long one put up by Person. And rebound is down to Davis. And Richmond will come up looking to break the lead. They led 2-0. And now the Spiders have it with a 6-6 tie.
Auburn Auburn starts in what looks like a 3-2 zone. Then they drop Person back in, and it becomes a 2-3 zone.
There goes Beckwith outside. He may be the best shooter on the team, but he doesn't shoot often. And Richmond is back in the lead, 8-6.
Beckwith, the point guard, Jim, in the last 6 games has hit better than 80% from the field. Phenomenal.
He can really shoot. He looks almost like a jockey. He is really, there's the inside lob to Turner. Basket won't count. There was a foul first. And it's going to be on Newman, I believe, and that's 2 early ones on Johnny Newman. And Richmond has to have that guy in the lineup.
This is what hurts, the high lob pass. Auburn with superior athletes inside. Gets the ball down low. 2 excellent passes from Barkley.
3rd team foul against Richmond. Now here's White from the side for Auburn. And it goes over and back. Out of the back over the back door with a pass. But block interception. I've never seen that before.
I think one in NCAA basketball this year, someone hit a shot like that, Jim. In fact, to win the ball game on the West Coast.
8-6 Richmond leads. Auburn trying to go to its superior size. Richmond, a finesse team, wants to get Newman the open, but they've got Newman with 2 quick fouls. There it is to Newman. Oh, almost worked. Newman went back door and got open. Now Auburn will try to tie. Gerald White is team of Frank Ford to give one of the youngest and best backcourt combinations in the whole Southeastern Conference. That's Ford, and here's White, both freshmen. Both high school All-Americans. Weak side pass to Person. And rebound. Barkley has it out for Auburn. And there's a walk by Barkley. Hands it back to Richmond. Sonny Smith, SEC Coach of the Year. He was the NCAA once before himself as assistant coach at Virginia Tech. That was with Don DeVoe, now the Tennessee coach. But the first time he's had his own team in there. Richmond leads by 2. Johnson is a threat on the left side. Newman here on the right. Newman open. Bang. Nope. That's straight in. 6 points for Newman. And a 4-point lead for Richmond.
For the folks at home who can't see exactly where he is, Jim, he's shooting from about 20 feet from the basket. He makes it look very easy.
Wow, look at those Richmond fans. They're up in the rafters here at 11,600 seats, Charlotte Coliseum. And a sold-out crowd. Person, baseline drive. Person, and rebound is by Fly. Good block out by Bill Fly of Richmond. 10-6, the Spiders have gotten off to a surprising quick start here over favored Auburn. And Johnson lets it go. Oh, these guys can shoot outside. I'm telling you, Auburn may have to come out of the zone.
And Auburn has done an outstanding job of keeping the ball outside, but that's where Richmond seems to prefer the ball right now.
This reminds you of the first game, Jeff. Look at this steal by Newman. Here comes Newman down. White is there. Newman's going to pull it up. Smart play. Newman open the corner, moves around his man, takes it up inside. And rebound is by, puts it out, and the little guy
Davis gets the ball under the basket and throws it out for the jumper. Perhaps a trend early in this game.
And Auburn has to go to an early timeout. They've been shocked here by the Spiders at the outset in Charlotte. There's timeout on the court by Auburn with the score. Richmond 14 and Auburn 6.
Introducing something unexpected to the world of multigrain. Taste. Delicious new Pringles multigrain. New multigrain pops with Pringles.
Attention drivers, has your manufacturer's warranty expired or is it about to expire? Every mile you drive, your car is getting closer to needing costly repairs. How will you pay the hundreds, even thousands of dollars needed to get your car back on the road? Quick Cash 123 is here to help you with your financial needs. If your vehicle is less than 15 years old and has less than 200,000 miles on it, then we may still be able to offer you repair protection. Call now and we will connect you with one of our preferred extended protection providers. You choose the coverage and we'll tailor a plan to fit your budget. His transmission repair cost $3,300, but the owner paid nothing, 100% covered. When her car overheated, she called the shop and had her car towed. Just show your Repair Protection ID card and pay nothing. Repair costs are paid directly to your dealer or repair shop with no out-of-pocket costs to you. Save thousands in car repairs and keep your vehicle worry-free.
Call 800-402-7117 and get a free quote from a nationally recognized A-plus rated provider. There's no obligation. Call 800-402-7117 now.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
Inventors, do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call today for your free information.
First and second round coverage of the Masters, April 8th and 9th on ESPN.
You're watching NCAA tournament first round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
Now the Richmond Spiders have gotten off to a very quick start. They've been a surprise team all year. They have already won a game. They defeated Ryder in a rout in Philadelphia Tuesday night, 89-65. Newman with 25 points. Not a big advantage, Jeff, having played a game?
I think it is, and it looks like they're taking off the same way they did the other night, Jim. I believe they hit 9 out of 10 first shots, and tonight they've just missed one. They got that back, and of course, just put it in the basket.
Well, they led Ryder 16-2. Right here over Auburn, it's 14-6. James for Auburn, Paul Daniels in. Outside shot. Good little guy. Bucket. Right there to screen off Person for the rebound. Here comes Richmond down. I think Richmond has scored the last 8 points with 4 shots and 4 tries. Ball's almost kicked by Daniels. Now Newman is open. Working it. Johnny Newman, 8 points. 10-point lead for Richmond. Auburn had better settle down. They've been taking kind of lackadaisical here. Here's Daniel Leonard, point guard, replaces White. They want to go inside to Barkley or to get something started here with Person. Turnaround shot by Turner. That stops the drought. Greg Turner after 10 straight points.
I'm sure that's what Coach Sonny Smith talked about at the timeout. He said, hey, our advantage is inside. Let's get it in and slow it down a little bit.
Good ball handling team. A tip in on the inside was hit by Davis. And Richmond goes right back to a 10-point lead, 18-8. 7 minutes gone by. It's been all Richmond so far. Richmond, always a Cinderella team pops up here and there. Will it be Richmond? Here's Person from the perimeter. Rebound for a drive for Richmond. The Spiders have been giving the bigger War Eagles just 1 shot so far.
Charles Barkley, the second leading scorer for Auburn, has touched the ball inside only once. There's a steal by Auburn.
There's a turnaround. That's going to be thrown right out of bounds by Auburn. And it's going to be Richmond's ball. Dick Tarrant exhorting his team from the sidelines. Richmond won 21 and lost 9. And the other night against Ryder, they had 27 assists and 36 field goals. That isn't a sign of great team play. Here's Sonny Smith. 2 years at East Tennessee, he was OVC Coach of the Year, and now he's going to the Southeastern Conference. With Auburn, he's been SEC Coach of the Year. Lob on the inside, blocked out, but Fly's got it. Right back inside to Davis. Double pump, and he walks. Basket on net. Walking by Davis. Gave about 2 or 3 pumps with the shoulders and must have slid his foot.
Auburn doing a better job defensively. That time they slid over and cut off Davis, forcing him to travel. A lot more hands in there. They seem to realize they're in a battle today. They're playing tougher.
Well, senior Paul Daniels been sent on by Sonny Smith to settle down the War Eagles. So far, they've been outplayed, but we're early in the game. 10-point lead by Richmond. They move Person to the right corner. Also there's Bernie Strickland. Good hand here for the, and there goes Barkley up in the air, and he's fouled by Fly. Bill Fly went up with him, but Barkley got the ball. And now Richmond has 14 fouls, as Auburn has not fouled yet.
Auburn very wisely trying to get the ball inside. You've got to look at the athletic ability of Charles Barkley. Goes over Fly, grabs the ball, he's fouled, but still controls it.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Sunday, 4 teams chase one dream. One team's nightmare helped the Cardinals soar. Is it Stanford's turn to shine, or will the Sooners make the most of their semifinal moment? And after steamrolling through the tourney, Connecticut runs into its first roadblock. Freshman phenom Brittany Griner and Baylor.
That one emphatic.
Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One. The Final Four tips Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
Attention, if you have diabetes.
If you have diabetes, I have groundbreaking news for you. Citizens Medical has a way for you to test your blood glucose nearly pain-free. Imagine no more pricking your fingers. With this new meter, you can test from a tiny sample taken from your arm so it's virtually painless. And listen to this.
The blood glucose is 105.
This meter talks to you. Seeing and hearing can help you confirm accuracy. And best of all, Citizens Medical can send you one at no cost.
I hated pricking my fingers. With this meter, I test on my arm and I can barely feel a thing. And it even talks to me.
With Citizens Medical, you can have your diabetes supplies delivered to your home. They work with Medicare or your insurance, they handle the paperwork, and have nurses certified in diabetes available to answer your questions.
I used to drive to the store to get my supplies, and the paperwork was a hassle.
So we called Citizens Medical, and now his supplies show up at the door, and there's virtually no paperwork.
Call Citizens Medical today and change the way you test.
You're watching NCAA tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
Inside lob goes to Turner, stripped away to the low back Beckwith. 3-0-1 break, left side. Here comes Johnson. 8 points for Kevin Johnson. So Kelvin puts it 20-8 in a 12-point lead.
The swarming defense of Richmond, every time the ball goes in, they got hands in there. That time Beckwith with the quick hands knocked it away.
And here's Turner stolen away again, this time by Davis. Richmond has really been a calm, cool, collected team. And they've taken advantage of every Auburn mistake.
And look how they bring the ball up. When they don't have an obvious fast break, they're very patient on off. Want to take the air out of the ball just a little bit.
Well, they have 2 great little ball handlers, and Beckwith and Johnson in the backcourt. There's Johnson inside the fly. He's got an open shot. Bellinati on Bill Fly, and Richmond leads by 14, 22-8.
Richmond shows how many different ways they can beat you offensively. They've been hitting the outside shot. That time they got it into Fly. Paul Daniels brings the ball down very slow, saying, hey guys, let's set up. Let's get a good shot.
Very much a contrast in styles here. Auburn, power team. There's Strickland. And a great finesse team in Richmond. They set it up to Ford from the perimeter. And rebound is batted away and out of bounds by Johnny Newman. They took it away from Person. Avoided the second shot. There's Gerald White returning. And Frank Ford will go out. And Barkley's coming back in. Here he comes. Charles Barkley. Going to say hello to his mom tonight down at Leeds, Alabama. Has 143 block shots in his career. All-time record at Auburn. Very quick team, Jeff. Richmond Spiders.
You've got to give Richmond credit. They're really active defensively. A couple of times Auburn has gotten an inside rebound, and with those quick hands, they've still been able to knock it away. They're definitely the hustling team the first few minutes of this game.
Richmond leads by 14. Long one by Strickland on the outside. Strickland hits from the perimeter. Auburn so far surprisingly not getting much on the inside. 12-point lead by Richmond. There's Newman from the offense. First time. Ball off inside by Strickland. Now Auburn see if they can get a rally generate here. They got the last 2 points. Turner back on the quick one. It's the way that Auburn likes to play. Transition. 22-12, the lead's down to 10 after 4 in a row by the War Eagles. Midway in the first half. They will play Indiana of the Big Ten. Beckwith gets open with that fake. And tipped up and inside, I think. Troy Davis is clever getting position, isn't he?
Johnny Davis, not a good outside shooter, but he's the blue-collar worker inside. That's 2 offensive rebound baskets.
24-12. Richmond's double the scoring with a lead of a dozen. Turner works it inside. There goes Barkley, and Barkley walks and takes away the basket by Strickland. Sonny Smith's team's been rocked back on its heels here in the first 10 and a half minutes. They got a timeout now. It is Richmond running away. Richmond 24 and Auburn 12.
At the end of a long hot day, catch the Silver Bullet. Frost-brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Now that all my favorite pizzas from Pizza Hut are just $10 each, I'm saving tons of money. Yeah, it's insane.
Right now, any pizza at Pizza Hut is just $10. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings for only $10. Only at your Pizza Hut.
If you have heartburn more than 1 day a week, try Prilosec OTC. It shuts down many acid-producing stomach pumps for 24 hours of heartburn protection with just 1 pill a day. For frequent heartburn, try Prilosec OTC.
If you owe more than $5,000 in credit card debt, medical bills, or if you're just struggling to make ends meet during these tough economic times, you may be eligible to reduce your debt by as much as 60%. Call now and talk to one of our nationally certified counselors to see if you qualify. They'll help build a plan where you can save thousands, avoid high interest or foreclosure, and settle your debt for much less than you owe with one low monthly payment.
Quick Cash saved my family so much money. They helped us rebuild our credit and get our lives back on track.
Creditors stopped harassing me immediately. Now, I live my life on my terms.
Call the number on your screen now. It only takes a few minutes for our experts to find the program that fits you or your family best. We can help you set up a payoff plan with your existing creditors, lower your interest rates, and eliminate late payment fees and past penalties. Start living your life on your terms and end your debt for good.
Call 800-402-7101 now and get on the road to financial freedom.
Charles Barkley made an immediate impact at Auburn. As a freshman, Barkley averaged almost 13 points and 10 rebounds a game for the Tigers. During his 3 years at Auburn, Barkley averaged over 14 points and 9.6 rebounds. However, opposing players weren't the only obstacles that Barkley had to face. With more on Barkley's battle with the bulge, here's Chris Fowler with an excerpt from Sports Century.
I wasn't the most highly recruited player on my team. So I realized the only way I was going to get the ball was get rebounds. So going into my senior year, I wanted to get 20 rebounds a night. That was my goal.
Averaging 18 rebounds and 19 points as a 6'4" high school senior, Barkley was recruited nationwide. He chose nearby Auburn, where he grew out instead of up.
We weighed him in October 15th at 232 pounds. By the end of his freshman year, he was at 278.
You couldn't get it off of him. You could break the plate. You could monitor his eating habits. I even sent coaches with him to class and to the dining hall.
They go and they play a ball game. They give them a post-game sandwich, a snack. Charles somehow smuggles 3 giant pizzas into his room.
They threw it away. Barkley with a great anticipation. Look at the big guy move. Bingo and a foul.
Well, when I first saw Charles, I looked at him and said, "Who's this big guy? This big guy can't play." And he dunked him. And I looked at this guy like, how can this big guy put all this weight in the air?
He's kind of like the bumblebee, I would say. The bumblebee aeronautically ain't supposed to fly. He got this little round, little bitty wings. This guy ain't supposed to jump.
Averaging 14 points and 10 rebounds in his first 2 seasons at Auburn, the outsized Barkley drew more jeers than cheers.
He wanted to practice, but not practice hard. Instead of rotating across and taking a charge, Charles would rotate across and just knock the guy up in the stands. So I ran at him, I swung at him, and I hit him in the chest right here. He just backed off and said, "Coach, don't hit me anymore."
Look at him smiling. He's really a good kid. He's just got to work a little bit more on his work habits, have a little bit more desire in practice.
So let me tell you something, son. You got a world of ability,
but I watched you in practice today, and you're just going through motions. Listen to your coach. Your coach loves you. Your people here love you. Listen to them. They're trying to help you, man.
I think once Sonny realized that he had somebody who was a little bit different, I think they came closer together, and I think it made Auburn a better team.
Barkley skipped his senior year and opted for the 1984 NBA draft and was selected 5th overall by the Philadelphia 76ers. Later, we'll take a look at Richmond's top gun, Johnny Newman. When we return, it's back to Auburn and Richmond for the 1984 NCAA basketball tournament here on ESPN Classic.
Do you need to lose weight? Do you need to lose 10, 15, or how about 20 pounds? Do you need to flatten that bulging belly? Now you can. Introducing Pounds Lost, a powerful, easy-to-use weight loss shot that is clinically proven to cause up to 19 pounds of weight loss and inches off your waist in only 10 weeks. Here's how it works. It's so easy.
Just drink a single shot of Pounds Lost each day, and the natural active ingredient begins to fire up your body's weight loss mechanism, resulting in up to 19 pounds of weight loss and up to 3.5 inches off your waist in 10 short weeks.
The company is so confident you're going to succeed with Pounds Lost, they're letting people try it risk-free for 30 days.
Call now to order, and we'll send you not just one box, but 2 full boxes of Pounds Lost to try risk-free for 30 days. But wait, call in the next 10 minutes and we'll send you 2 additional boxes for free and include your shipping absolutely free.
Just drink a single shot of Pounds Lost each day, and in only 10 short weeks, you'll start losing pounds of unwanted weight and inches off your waist. What's also great is each Pounds Lost shot gives you hours of energy.
In a peer-reviewed, double-blind clinical study, the people who took the active ingredient in Pounds lost an average of 19 pounds in 10 weeks, while participants' waist size were reduced by an average of 3.5 inches.
Now you can get that leaner, flatter belly that you've been wanting. If you're ready to lose up to 19 pounds and inches off your waist in 10 short weeks, call now to try Pounds Lost risk-free for 30 days.
Call now to order, and we'll send you not just one box, but 2 full boxes of Pounds Lost to try risk-free for 30 days. But wait, call in the next 10 minutes and we'll send you 2 additional boxes for free and include your shipping absolutely free. That's right, you'll get 4 full boxes of Pounds Lost to try risk-free for 30 days, and your shipping is free. The only way to get this offer is to call the number on your screen or go to buypoundslost.com.
Call 1-800-985-1461.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3.
Is a magic number.
Well, Las Vegas is leading out over Princeton at the half. Saw that score a few minutes ago. Here's the shooting so far. Look at Richmond, 12 of 16.
It's amazing. That's what you call not having pre-tournament jitters. They've come out here shooting and not easy shots.
Richmond now going with the lineup of Davis, Fly, and Newman on the front line. Beckwith and Johnson backcourt, so it's no changes for the Spiders. Auburn's used 2 or 3 combinations, try to change things around, but they're trailing by 12. You have to watch Newman for the back. He'll slip behind the zone for the alley-oop lob. And now a long one by Johnson. Puts out, tipped out by Davis, and it'll go to Auburn. Oh, the Auburn Tigers will come back. They call them Tigers, War Eagles. I guess Tigers the modern version. Dick Tarrant getting his team set defensively down here with 9 minutes to go in the half.
Richmond's basically telling Auburn early in this game, hey guys, we know you can beat us on the inside. Let's see what you can do with the outside shot.
Turner, and a reach-in foul will be on Kelvin Johnson. Number 1 on Johnson. Now, Richmond's getting in deeper in foul troubles. That's 5 for a team, and Auburn has not committed a foul.
Auburn very patiently getting the ball inside. When Turner gets it, he makes the move to the basket. Let's see if we get a look at the basketball. The help from Johnson. He's fouled on the wrist. He'll get 2 free throws.
Turner scored 6 points. He's leading scorer for Auburn in this game. He's averaging 10.5. He's 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Addy gets the roll that time. Been a little bit better shooter this year than before, has Greg Turner. Ten-point lead by Richmond over Auburn. They've been up by as much as 14. Now Auburn goes to a trap. Richmond spots that immediately, and they get Newman wide open. Real strong. Barkley's got it for Auburn. Long pass, and Beckler will run it down for Richmond. Against a disciplined team like that, that could be a mistake.
Well, Auburn likes to push it up the floor if they can. That time Barkley threw the outlet pass. Beckwith in the right place to steal it. And notice, Jim, as soon as he gets it, he slows it back down, says, let's set it up, guys. They want to try and keep Auburn chomping at the bit a little bit.
There's a pass, trying to throw it through the zone. Here comes Daniels with it for Auburn. Daniels up the middle and drops it off to Barkley for the layup. Daniels almost waited too long. A very nifty pass. 24-16. Auburn's got it back within 8 now. They're coming back with 7:40 to go in the first half. Richmond shots and up and run. Fly gets on the inside. Tipped up again by Davis. J.D. comes through with his second follow for Richmond.
3 offensive baskets for Davis. So important in tournament play, Jim. Any basket you can get, particularly an easy one. What an advantage.
26-16. Again, Richmond by 10. Ball stripped away again by Davis. 2 big plays in a row by John Davis, who's back playing in his home state. He's from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where they have another team.
They certainly do. I've seen a few of the North Carolina coaches here tonight, scouting, of course, Temple, who beat St. John's earlier.
26-16, 10-point lead Richmond. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Richmond's been a very poised team. Fly fouled on the play. That's the first foul by Auburn on Vernon Strickland. So it'll be an inbounds play for Richmond. I think Auburn's going to have to start being a little more aggressive. Up to that point, that's only the first foul of the game.
Well, when they cut it to 8, you could definitely see Paul Daniels had come in the game. They were a little bit more aggressive on the ball. They created a few steals. They're going to have to do that. They're now down 10. Richmond has the basketball. Aggressive defense will get them back in the ball game.
Well, you saw Chuck Person. Fly just turns around, and the rebound is caught by Person. Person came off the bench, immediately gets a rebound. Auburn comes down trailing by 10. Richmond stays back in the containing zone. They'll come out there and try to block a passing lane occasionally. They've not been able to get Barkley or Person into the flow of the game. That's hurting Auburn. Richmond zone is. There goes Barkley, drops it off inside. And Richmond comes with it. Turner tried to slam it instead of laying it in.
Charles Barkley showing great vision that time. Took the alley-oop pass and just cushioned it to Turner. He went for the dunk, and of course it didn't go.
He's a great team player. Richmond waiting for someone to make a mistake. Trying to get an open shot for Newman.
Well, you got to give Richmond credit. I haven't seen them force a shot yet. They're taking only disciplined open shots.
And Auburn staying back in the zone. Here goes Newman. Open. 10 points for Newman in the first half. It's 28-16. Richmond goes back up by 12.
A lot of people might think they're long-distance shots, but they're so open, and the players are so under control when they shoot them. It's not surprising they hit so well.
Barkley feeding it across, and the foul's going to be on Davis. That's the second foul on Davis. The one spot where Richmond is failing is they're building some foul trouble.
Watch Barkley on this last play. Cushion the pass, goes up and lays it off to Turner. Turner had an easy shot, tried to dunk it, and of course missed the shot.
16 fouls on Richmond, so one more in a common situation, and Auburn can go to the line 1-1. 5:25 to go, 12-point lead Richmond. 2-3 zone by Richmond. That's what they've been in all night. Their game plans work perfectly so far. They've gotten the open shots and hit them, and they've kept Auburn out of the paint. And an 8-game win streak this year, with the longest they've had since back in the early 50s. Now they're coming off a hot shooting game, Jeff, 60% against Ryder. Out of the corner, Strickland, rebound. Foul is on Barkley. Took it away from Beckwith, and Barkley showing a little irritation after committing that foul with his team down by 12.
I've been watching the expression on his face. He's a little upset with his teammates. He's been open inside a few times and hasn't gotten the ball.
All right, there's timeout on the court now. With the score, Richmond 28, Auburn 16.
400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Baseball is back. It's opening night. The captain leads the world champions into Boston to battle the Red Sox. Yankees-Red Sox, Sunday at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. Everybody watches on Sunday night.
One team's nightmare helped the Cardinals soar. Can Stanford spook the hungry Sooners? And UConn runs into its first roadblock, Brittany Griner and Baylor. The Final Four tips Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
Attention if you have diabetes.
Hello, I'm Alan Thicke. As the father of a child with diabetes, it's important that I keep up to date with the latest in treatments and technology. That's why I'm happy to tell you about a breakthrough in diabetes care through CCS Medical. You don't need to stick your fingers anymore. This new meter allows you to test on your arm, so it's virtually pain-free. Plus, it uses gold test strips. Real laser-etched gold in every strip provides the ideal testing surface for one of the most accurate readings possible. Best of all, CCS Medical can send you this meter at no cost. With CCS Medical, they deliver your diabetes supplies to your home. They work with Medicare or your insurance to process the paperwork. They even have nurses certified in diabetes available to answer questions. And for a limited time, CCS Medical will also send you a diabetes cookbook. All this from a company trusted and recommended by thousands of doctors around the country. Call CCS Medical today.
You're watching NCAA tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
Richmond Spiders out of the little-known ECAC South, which is an awfully good league that nobody knows about. But here they are, bidding to become the Cinderella team in the early stages of this 1984 championship. And they're taking one of the biggies, the Auburn Tigers, the Auburn War Eagles, out of the Southeastern Conference, runners-up in the championship tournament. 21 victories this year under Sonny Smith. 20 victories.
It's amazing how some of these teams, Jim, come out of nowhere and do so well in tournament play like they've been playing in it year after year. Here are two teams never been in it before, and Richmond playing so well.
Now Auburn's going to a little 1-3-1 trap, but that'll be a foul there on Turner. Auburn's becoming more aggressive now. They picked up 3 fouls. A while ago, we had Richmond with 5 and Auburn with 9, and now it's Richmond 6. Look at Dick Tarrant. No uncertain terms. He's telling them what he wants them to do, and Sonny Smith's a little disturbed here and upset with his team.
I think both coaches recognize with 4.5 minutes left to go in the half, this is an important time for both teams.
There's a good fake by Johnson before he just puts it away for his 10th point. 30-16, and Richmond's equaled its biggest lead, 14 points.
And Richmond has said, I'm not going to rush a shot in the first half. They take their time, they're wide open when they shoot, and what a shooting percentage.
You know, I think there are 4 teams in the United States with 2 teams in the NCAA. Richmond's one of them. There goes Person to the side. Rebound is down the little guy, Kelvin Johnson. The Spiders have got it again. Of course, Richmond has this team and also VCU that will be playing tomorrow night at the Meadowlands. And a double by Twalk. A travel by Johnson. 14-point lead. Little uncharacteristic of Richmond to make that kind of mistake with the big lead. Here comes Auburn. They need to get something going. They had an outstanding season. Only 2 of their 10 losses to teams not in postseason play. But they're determined, Jeff, to get it inside.
That's where they can make things happen, particularly against a smaller Richmond team.
There's the touch pass to Turner. That time they worked it. They hit Barkley at the high post. He nice touch pass. 30-18. There's a fumble, and Newman is able to scoop up. Looking for help. Newman just spins around, drops it inside to Davis, and Davis is fouled by Barkley. Oh, what a pass he had made to Fly for an easy layup.
Great ball movement that time. Excellent play. Fly would have had the shot had he not been fouled. Let's take a look at it. Newman looks like he's trapped. He stepped between 2 defenders. Excellent vision. Good ball movement by Richmond.
Now it's 4 team fouls. The second one on Barkley, 4 on Auburn. 12-point lead by the Richmond Spiders, the only team in collegiate basketball with the nickname the Spiders. They were called the Colts back in the 1800s. Had Jeff, before you played for Duke and before our broadcast, they had a baseball team. They said it looked like all arms and legs, so they called them the Spiders. Here's Newman out of the corner. 12 points first half for John Newman, the scoring machine from Danville, and there's another 14-point lead under 3 minutes to go.
First time this season I've gotten a chance to see Newman, but he's certainly showing why he's one of the best scorers in the country.
Inside pass tipped up by Barkley twice, and he gets it to the big guy. Finally gets into the act. Charles Barkley with an explosive jumping in. Here's the double team trap. Recognized nicely by Beckwith. And here's Fly inside the wings. Down by Daniels, and Fly with great body control. Remember, he's a forward, not a center, so he's very mobile. Watch it.
Richmond putting on a ball movement clinic. There's the vision across court to Fly. He goes up. You can see he's knocked off balance, but look at his concentration as he lays it in.
6 points for Fly. He'll go for the 3-point play. The big co-captain. He's a natural forward. Had to move to center when Richmond was left just without a center. The only senior on this team. 3-point play. That's the first free throw of the game for Richmond. And they lead it now by 15, their biggest lead. 35-20 with 2.5 minutes to go. Auburn's going to have to regroup and have to come back with a solid second half. Because this is sudden death in the NCAA. Already been tasted here tonight by St. John's, beaten by Temple. Now the wild pass, Johnny Newman just gobbles it up for Richmond.
You know, when you have to come back and a team gets the ball like that, Jim, and holds it up and is very patient offensively, it really teases you a little bit. That's exactly what Richmond is doing.
Kelvin Johnson clears it back outside. Little Greg Beckwith. Beckwith, it's hard to take it off him with one man. He is such a great dribbler. As I say that, almost stolen away. It comes back to Beckwith for the open man. Fly to Newman. Boy, Richmond's always ready to strike. They can call them the Cobras as well as the Spiders. Minute 40 to go in a half. 15-point lead, Richmond.
Auburn putting on good pressure, but Richmond up to the shore, moving the ball, keeping it away from the double team.
Pretty good ball handlers, each Richmond team. Now minute 20 to go. A work for a shot, 14 points for Newman. Richmond's up by 17. 37-20, would you believe it?
And that's what you call carving a team offensively. They worked it and worked it and worked it. All of a sudden, Newman straight to the basket for the easy layup. Excellent patience.
Outside White, and the freshman drills one in for Auburn. They really needed that one. Richmond may try to run it down for the last shot here. 55 seconds to go. 37-22. Richmond leads by 15. They did this the other night against Ryder. Nobody dreamed they would be able to do it. And there's going to be a collision or a blocking foul, and Barkley will be his third. More troubles for Auburn. Their big gun, SEC Player of the Year, Charles Barkley, with his third personal foul. Smith will have to get him out of there with 43 seconds to go in the half. You know, they did this against Ryder, and I don't think anybody in his wildest dreams, including that man, Dick Tarrant, and all his New Jersey dreams, would have thought he could have done it against Auburn. But he's got the big lead, 37-22.
And his team is executing his game plan exceptionally well.
Here comes the final half minute of the half. Richmond's control throughout. There's a reach-in foul by Gerald White. To be a 1-1 now for Richmond. The surprising Spiders from the ECAC South. 4 years in a row they've come to this Eastern Regional. The last 3 times they've taken a big name out. Georgetown, Ohio State, West Virginia. Tonight they're bidding to do it with Auburn. Of course, we're just at the end of the first half, but so far they've played the role. Here comes a change for Richmond. They want to get Big Howard. Well, that's going to be Lee Goss. Lee Goss, a 6'10 freshman, comes in the ball game replacing John Davis. Davis had a couple of fouls. They don't want to risk a third one here in the final seconds. Kelvin Johnson for the 1-1.
Johnson's an 82% free throw shooter for the season. Got excellent control, and he and Johnny Newman shoot the ball so much alike.
Jeff, he had hit 26 in a row, and he missed his only chance against Ryder. Guy's going to try to get another string goal. That's 2 of them. Auburn comes down with 25 seconds, trailing at 17 points, 39-22. Auburn trying to get out at least one good shot here. And it's Strickland out of the corner, and Richmond's going to get it. Will it die back? They got time. 11 seconds to go. Auburn might have shot too quickly. Here's Beck to penetrate. Bill Fly from the outside. Rebound, cross off by Person with 4 seconds to go. They got to hurry. 2, 1 second. Nope. It's going to be a 17-point Richmond lead at the half. And listen to those Spider fans roaring here. Dick Tarrant's team has shocked Auburn. That's the end of the first half of the score. Richmond 39, Auburn 22. Back after defense.
If you have heartburn more than one day a week, try Prilosec OTC. It shuts down many acid-producing stomach pumps for 24 hours of heartburn protection with just 1 pill a day. For frequent heartburn, try Prilosec OTC.
Attention drivers, has your manufacturer's warranty expired or is it about to expire? Every mile you drive, your car is getting closer to needing costly repairs. How will you pay the hundreds, even thousands of dollars needed to get your car back on the road? Quick Cash 123 is here to help you with your financial needs. If your vehicle is less than 15 years old and has less than 200,000 miles on it, then we may still be able to offer you repair protection. Call now and we will connect you with one of our preferred extended protection providers. You choose the coverage and we'll tailor a plan to fit your budget. His transmission repair cost $3,300, but the owner paid nothing, 100% covered. When her car overheated, she called the shop and had her car towed. Just show your repair protection ID card and pay nothing. Repair costs are paid directly to your dealer or repair shop with no out-of-pocket costs to you. Save thousands in car repairs and keep your vehicle worry-free.
Call 800-402-7117 and get a free quote from a nationally recognized A-plus rated provider. There's no obligation. Call 800-402-7117 now.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
Inventors, do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. InventHelp is America's largest invention company with sales offices in over 50 cities nationwide. Call today for your free information.
You're watching NCAA tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina. An upset in the making, perhaps. Richmond, the underdog, 39. The Auburn Tigers, 22. A big 17-point lead or deficit, which Auburn has to overcome here in the second half. I'm Jim Thacker with Jeff Mullins. And Jeff, let's take a look at the stats now. I want to hear your impression what to look for in the second half.
Well, first of all, looking at the field goal percentage, Richmond doing an outstanding job from the floor and inside, but shooting 64%. Auburn only 41%, not getting the dominance inside that they should and thought they would, as you can see by the fact that the rebounds are even. Turnovers, Auburn with 8, Richmond with only 3 turnovers, indicative of the kind of control that they've had. Jim, you talked about the second half and what to expect. It's going to be very difficult. Let's take a look at the scoring, but it's going to be very difficult for Auburn to come back if Richmond continues the same type of discipline in their offense.
Newman and Calvin Johnson's outscored the entire Auburn team 26-22. There's the Auburn scoring. You see the big guns, Barkley with 3 fouls, and Person have been held only 8 points combined. Turner has been the one bright spot for Auburn, 10 points. That's about his average for the season. There's Dick Tarrant, who used to have a college coaching scouting service that he served to fellows like Dean Smith and Bobby Knight. But now he has hit gold up in Richmond, Virginia, and the Old Dominion. And his team lead 39-22. Auburn's coming out in a trapping zone. That's what they hope will get them back in this ball game. But Richmond replies very well to pressure, and there's an opening salvo from Johnny Newman. His 16th point of the game, and Richmond goes up by 19.
That's the hardest thing. You go to the locker room at halftime down 17, and you don't get the basketball to start the second half. And, of course, Richmond right away scores. Tough hill for Auburn to climb.
As Person, he was held only 2 points in the first half. gets his first shot down. That could be a good sign for Auburn, but Richmond still holding a pretty good margin, 17 points, 41-24. 1 minute into the second half in Charlotte, and it's 17-point lead still for Richmond. Richmond responding to the pressure very well. And inside, Bill Fry, double fake, little score. And Fry buries it home for his third basket in 7th quarter. Another 19-point lead by Richmond. Just over a minute gone by. Auburn's going to have to pull out all the stops. There's the skip pass inside the person. Rebound is tipped off to Davis for Richmond. You notice that Auburn's not down there pressing. That's inviting more trouble with these really cat-like guards for the Spiders.
Problem for Auburn because they're not much of a man-to-man team. They prefer zones and zone traps. And, of course, they need the basketball. They need man-to-man pressure.
All good ball handlers. There's Johnny Davis, J.D. Maybe the worst free throw in college basketball, but he's done a good job off the boards against the taller Auburn team.
3 for 3 from the floor the first half.
Newman released by Newman. Rebound off by Barkley. So down comes the mound of rebound. 43-24. Barkley dishing off. Goes Person to a row. Person does not get another one for Auburn. 43-26 after the 17-point halftime margin. Now we play a little over 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Back to Johnson, who's open. He's the shot they want and run in so long. See you later. 45-26, now a 19-point lead.
Richmond runs a shuffle-type offense. They're always screening away from the basketball, screening those good shooters open.
That's over the back by Chuck Person. First foul on him. The smaller Spiders doing a great job boxing out here against the physical Tigers from Auburn. Dick Tarrant. First Richmond team won 18 games and winning the first postseason ever, the NIT. And he comes right back here in his 3rd year, and they're in the NCAA. And looking like they may go further. Next stop will be Indiana for the winner of this game. Nice bounce pass to the side. There's Johnson open again. No, he'll out that time. Rebound. Outlet pass by Turner. There's the lob. Almost made it. Goes out of bounds. That was a pass attempt for Person on the alley-oop, and Daniels almost made it.
It hit the bottom of the rim, and Person was probably right, Jim. He couldn't jump up and grab the basketball. He probably would have been called for goaltending.
You saw Sonny Smith. Didn't he tap the cranium? Use your head. 45-26. Inside to go to Davis. Davis spinning for the shot. Rebound Barkley. Boy, when he gets one, you look out. Here comes Turner off the break. Stepped away from him. And recovered on the side. Back inside it goes to Turner. And is blocked up inside. And he's going to foul on Davis, his 3rd. Richmond doesn't give you anything, Jeff.
No, they don't. In fact, on that last sequence, Jim, here's the ball inside. Davis comes over to help out. Looks like he gets maybe some arm. He got a lot of basketball. But the last time on their end of the floor, Davis shot the first bad shot that Richmond shot all night. Their discipline has been great.
Here's Turner at the line now. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Got a string of 2 going. Missed his first 2. Top scorer for Auburn in this game. That's his 11th point. Nobody else in double figures. 3rd foul on J.D. John Davis. He's a small forward for Richmond. 45-28. 17-point lead. Richmond beats the pressure without breaking a sweat. Johnson almost lost the ball. Again, Auburn staying back in the zone. Oh, they man-to-man, Jeff. They come out of the zone.
Sonny Smith has been leading his guards to come out and put more pressure on the basketball, but these Richmond guards are ready to the pressure.
A great rebound on the inside by Davis. They won't stay, and Fly's got it, and he's fouled on the play. Hacking foul by Daniels. Number 2 on Paul Daniels of Auburn. That was some nifty ball handling, too, by both teams around the basket.
At the end of this game, Richmond's going to look at the play of Johnny Davis on the offensive boards. Here he comes out of nowhere to grab the ball. He goes back up, but he has been persistent in there.
Fly was fouled on the play, but he wasn't shooting. Inbounds pass for Richmond. Now there's Newman open again. Way strong. Barkley Tries to get out the pass. Broken up for a moment. Now down here. What a play by Johnny Newman. Another way goes Johnson. Goes double pump on Barkley, and it's lost out of bounds by Auburn. Boy, Richmond just playing their hearts out here tonight in the first round game. 45-28. They lead it by 17. Sonny Smith. He could use one of those funny lines about here. Still over 15 minutes to go. You know, if Richmond, you get the idea if Richmond ever wanted to spread it out, they'd be a tough team to play.
They're still attacking offensively, but very deliberately looking for the real good shot.
Well, that behooves Auburn try to cut down this deficit a little bit before the game gets too old. Still over 15 minutes to go. Newman's always a threat to break. Got to hurry, get close to 5 seconds, and that was it. 5-second call. Auburn will get the ball. A turnover. Newman took too much time to try and get it to an open man. Good job by Auburn's defense. Auburn might get a little better here, Jeff, man to man. Let's see what happens.
Well, they're working real hard on defense in the second half. A lot of hands, a lot of pressure, trying to get Richmond to make a mistake.
There it is, another mistake by Auburn. You don't make many mistakes against Richmond, they're going to jump on all of them. From Roan Mountain, Tennessee, Sonny Smith. Inside try, and that's the fourth foul on Barkley. And that compounds the Auburn problems because this guy's the catalyst of the Auburn team. He's never really gotten rocky tonight. He made some great passes, but this one is costly, Jeff.
Excellent pass by Beckwith that time. Fly goes straight to the basket. The contact was down low. He got all ball up high, but it is his fourth foul, and he'll have to sit down.
2 shots will go to Bill Fly, who scored 7 points, 1 for 1 at the free throw line. That's the Richmond free throwing mark. They look like they might be a great free throwing team.
Almost 70%, but Bill Fly is the leader, hitting almost 85% from the free throw line.
46-28, 18-point lead. Richmond's biggest was 19. Another turnover. Yep, that's what's Robinson up. 3-on-2 break. Left side for Newman for the layup, but he's handled by Daniels. 3 fouls on Daniels, and Newman will go to the line. And Richmond continues to take it right to the Auburn Tigers here in the first round of the NCAA. We're going to time out with 14:40 to go. There's time on the court with the score. Richmond 46, Auburn 28.
Where do you stop for expert care? For services big and small, join the 11 million drivers who turn to us, the Good Wrench experts at their Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer. Real experts bringing you real value every day, like AC Delco front brake pads installed for $99.95 or less. Good Wrench, expert care right at your dealer.
There's one reason why over the past 100 years, generations of men have trusted Gillette. When it comes to shaving, we've given them our best. And on June 6th, we'll give them something even better.
Don't like to settle? Now that any pizza at Pizza Hut is just $10, you don't have to. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings is just $10. All your favorite pizzas, any way you want them, just $10. Only at your Pizza Hut.
Now at your Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer, get these 3 great services for only $29.95 or less after mail-in rebate. Good Wrench, expert care right at your dealer.
I'm not going to bed right now. I'm going to college. Thousands of people go to college in their pajamas every day. How is this possible? Because you can go to college online without leaving your home. Using your computer to get an online degree is really smart and easy. In fact, people with a degree on average earn $1 million more in their lifetime. So, how do you find a good online school? Well, get your computer and go online right now. Education Connection is a free service that connects hundreds of people each day to the best online colleges. And you don't want to pick the wrong online school. So, ladies, slip on your cute little fluffy slippers, and guys, cover up, please. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com. myschoolnow.com.
First and second round coverage of the Masters, April 8th and 9th on ESPN.
For more information on our Classic games, trivia, upcoming specials, and the ESPN Classic program schedule, go to ESPN.com, keyword Classic. During his 4 years at Richmond, Johnny Newman was the school's top scorer. After averaging 12 points a game in his freshman season, Newman broke out and averaged almost 22 in each of his next 3 years. Newman left Richmond as the school's all-time leading scorer with 2,383 points. When Newman was selected in the second round of the 1986 NBA draft by Cleveland, it marked the start of a well-traveled career with stops in New York, Charlotte, New Jersey, Milwaukee, Denver, and Dallas. A six-man most of his career, Newman's best season came in 1990-91 when he averaged nearly 17 points a game and over 30 minutes per contest for the Hornets. Later, we'll profile Auburn's other top gun, Chuck Person. But right now, let's return to the 1984 NCAA East Regional matchup between Richmond and Auburn here on ESPN Classic.
Well, the Auburn cheerleading corps trying to get something going here. It's been a dismal night so far for the War Eagles. They've been tamed by the Richmond Spiders. They jumped out in front early in the contest, led at halftime by 17. And they're up now by 18.
Jim, you get in tournament basketball, and you can't afford to give up an inch. And as I reflect on this game, I think maybe Auburn, like a lot of the crowd, was thinking, hey, we might have an easy game. They came out a little lackadaisical. By the time they turned it on, it was a little bit too late, and Richmond's been in control of the ball game from the very beginning.
Here's young John Newman, a sophomore, averaging over almost 22 points a ball game. Been among the national leaders all year. Matter of fact, I think among the sophomores, only Wayman Tisdale of Oklahoma has been ahead of Newman much of the season.
That's pretty good company.
That certainly is the best. Newman builds them both. 48-28. There's the biggest Richmond lead yet. 20 points. 14 and a half minutes to go, but Auburn just getting further and farther behind. Nice touch pass. Knocked away. And who's going to get it? Rich. Nope. Goes back to Auburn. Dropped up by Chuck Person.
Richmond's all over the basketball. Whenever they get into the paint area, there's 3 Richmond players around the ball, getting a lot of hands in there and knocking it loose. Excellent defense.
Shot by White. And here's a rebound put up by Person, but there was a whistle before the shot. Foul's going to be on Richmond. They're going to call it on Bill Fly, number 2 on him. Dick Terrence will be well known tomorrow. He's brought his team in here. If they can hold on to this, they'll pull one of the big shockers in the early stages of this NCAA championship. Richmond Spiders, 20-point lead over Auburn. 14 minutes to go. Still time for Auburn, but they better start something. Gerald White now is taking over at point guard. There goes across the beach. Strickland. And Bernier Strickland has it down. His 4th point. Richmond will run. There's a walk by Fly. Didn't quite get the handle. That's a little bit out of Richmond's really strong play. They're not a transition team.
Dick Tarrant a little upset that time. I think he's telling his guys, we don't have to run. Let's take our time, get everybody in position, and run our offense. It's working awfully good.
Auburn down by 18.
Auburn just can't crack that 2-3 zone of Richmond. Richmond's not done anything clever, just played good, hard defense.
Outside is Chuck Person. Great player, this guy, Chuck Person. He's come back stronger here in the second half. That's his 6 points at halftime after getting only 2 points, adding 2 points to the intermission. Boy, they crack this pressure. There's a ill-advised pass. Here comes Strickland down. And across it is. Strickland blocked and pulled away by Davis. And they got a foul on the little guy, Beckwith. First foul on Beckwith. Number 3, Richmond this half.
How many times have we seen this? Auburn gets the ball down low, and when they do, here's the pass. 2 Richmond guys swatting at the ball, knocking it away. This time they're called for the foul, but that's what you call a swarming defense, and Richmond has it tonight.
Bernier Strickland goes to the line. He started his college eligibility at University of South Carolina, then transferred. That was the first foul on Beckwith, by the way. He's given a little more stability to the forward position for Auburn. Got a good, valuable man off the bench. He came out of a great recruiting year in Alabama. Barkley, Burke, Watley, Crosby of Georgia. a 48-33, 15-point lead. Now Auburn's going to a trapping defense. Richmond spots that.
Auburn Tigers still working very hard on defense. Good intensity out there now. And they have rattled the Richmond Spiders just a bit in the second half.
Johnson now whips it back out to Beckett. Well, these guys are magicians with the ball, though. Davis drives across. Richmond's eating up a lot of precious time as far as Auburn's concerned. 12 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Inside fly, takes it up, and it's blocked by Auburn. Now comes Chuck Person to Strickland. Strickland pulls up with a quick one. Rebound whipped out by Johnny Davis. There's another one by Davis, and it's fumbled out of bounds by Johnson. Took his eye off the ball.
Right now, the NCAA is building over 400,000 future professionals. And most of us will go pro in something other than sports.
Sunday, 4 teams chase one dream. One team's nightmare helped the Cardinals soar. Is it Stanford's turn to shine, or will the Sooners make the most of their semifinal moment? And after steamrolling through the tourney, Connecticut runs into its first roadblock. Freshman phenom Brittany Griner and Baylor.
That one emphatic.
Women's Basketball Championship presented by Capital One. The Final Four tips Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
Medicare. It doesn't cover everything. And what it doesn't cover can cost you some money. That's why you should consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. All Medicare supplement insurance plans can help pay some of what Medicare doesn't, so you could save thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses. Call now for this free information kit and Medicare guide. If you're turning 65 or you're already on Medicare, you should know about this card. It's the only one of its kind endorsed by AARP. See if it's right for you. All Medicare supplement plans let you keep your own doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare. There are no networks and no referrals needed. Help protect yourself from some of what Medicare doesn't pay and save up to thousands of dollars in potential out-of-pocket expenses with an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Call this toll-free number on your screen now for this free information kit, including this Medicare guide and customized rate quote.
You're watching NCAA Tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
No lead is insurmountable in this game at this stage, you know. Sonny Smith realizes that.
And I think Sonny recognizes that his defense all of a sudden has gotten Richmond out of control a little bit. They played perfectly the first half, the first few minutes of the second half, but all of a sudden this pressure, they're a little bit out of control offensively.
Turner comes outside, and now here's another battle for the ball, and Little Beckwood scoops it up inside, and they got Davis hurt. Boy, he hit the floor hard. That's going to bring some help from off the Richmond bench, but Davis hit pretty hard down there, and he's been a key man in this game for Richmond. He's gotten a lot of big rebounds.
He's only 6'5", but he went up between two Auburn players. Let's get a look at it, and you'll see his feet knocked out from under him. He's been battling on the boards. He's going up, jumping back, and there goes his leg up, and he landed on his back first, but his head hit the floor, Jeff, hard.
He's getting up now. That's still on the replay. Back live, he is sitting up, and they'll have to get him out of there or take a timeout. You know, this has been an Iron Man stint by Richmond, except for just a few seconds there by Lee Goss at the end of the first half. These 5 guys have gone all the way.
Well, they don't have, as we mentioned at the outset, a deep bench, and the starters were doing so well and controlling the tempo. Coach Dick Terrence said, well, let's go with them.
May have another better look at this play. Let's see. Watch it from this angle. Right there. Now you see his left foot slip. He couldn't clamp that foot when he came down. He took a nasty spill. I think he's okay. There he is under his own power, and he looks okay, Jeff. I think he'll be back in there in just a minute or two. They bring in Tim Harden, 6'5" freshman. And so now Richmond will have the ball here, leading by 15 points, 48-33.
We mentioned the Auburn defense and what a job it's doing the last couple of minutes, but they haven't been able to get the ball in the basket the last 2 times. And, of course, they need every possession to count.
That was a good play there by Frank Ford. There we look again at John Davis. He's okay. Down comes Newman. Now it's a little Beckwith against White, and you got to get it across the line. Under 12 minutes remaining now. 15-point lead for Richmond. Johnson taking a drive inside. Auburn looks much better here to me, Jeff, with a man-to-man defense.
Guys
much
are
more aggressive.
Really working hard, putting good pressure on the basketball, and they've got Richmond in motion.
4-corner spread. Richmond's gone to 4 corners with 11 and a half minutes to go. Boy, that's an early commitment. Beckwith now feeding the fly wide open. Yep, got the roll. Richmond spread it out with 11 and a half minutes to go. Let's mark that spot. They got a 17-point lead, 50-33.
And, of course, it's an attacking spread, as we saw. They'll look for the opening and even take the 15-foot shot.
Good step in by White, and he feeds inside. Beautifully hit by Holland. Carrie Holland scores for Auburn. 50-35. They go back to the 15-point lead. Now, Rich, they go into a different set. They're not on the spread right now. They're 1-4. Beckwith has a notion. They listed him at 5'10". You believe that? He's really small, isn't he? Maybe it's a comparison to the other guys.
He's a lot of basketball players.
Is he not?
He runs the show very well.
From Uniontown, Pennsylvania. There's one spread out. Here comes Auburn racing again. Gerald White, the freshman. Right in the back was stripped away. Goes out of bounds to Richmond. Touch pass by Auburn. 10 and a half minutes remaining in the game. Richmond is holding solidly to its commanding lead. We got another timeout, and now there's just 10 and a half. Nope, not going to be a timeout. Excuse me. 10 and a half minutes to go. 15-point lead, Richmond. Serious Sonny Smith.
A little puzzled. His defense has caused 4 turnovers in a row, Jim, but they've only scored on one of those possessions. So while they're working hard at one end, they can't get the ball in the basket on the other.
Now here's Johnson giving a little rest. Nice catch there by Davis. Yeah, all these guys can handle the ball pretty well. Newman can handle if he needs to. There's Davis. Now he goes back to Johnson. They've been resting Beckwith. And here's the guy who's a magician, a master. They're back in the 4-corner spread now. 10 minutes to go. We're halfway through the second half. Auburn's picked up only 2 points since halftime. They're trailing by 15. They'll fly. Long shot. Tipped up. No flies. Got it. Takes it up. I was surprised Fly took that shot out of a delay game, but he made it. He covered it up with a foul.
Johnny Davis with a hand on the offensive rebound kept it alive for Fly, and he put it in with his left hand. Nice move.
17-point lead. Strickland on the outside. I'll tell you, Strickland has given Auburn a boost also. That's his 7th point. Charles Barkley, in case you're wondering, is on the sidelines with 4 fouls. Johnny Moore gets around his man and tipped up inside by Davis again, but Auburn cuts away and a foul on Maxwell and Johnson. 2 fouls on Johnson, 4 fouls on Richmond. The clock shows 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go. And there's timeout on the court with the score, Richmond 52 and Auburn 37.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Did the cavemen invent fire? Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is Ed too tall, Jones too tall?
If you have heartburn more than 1 day a week, try Prilosec OTC. It shuts down many acid-producing stomach pumps. For 24 hours of heartburn protection with just 1 pill a day. For frequent heartburn, try Prilosec OTC.
Attention drivers, has your manufacturer's warranty expired or is it about to expire? Every mile you drive, your car is getting closer to needing costly repairs. How will you pay the hundreds, even thousands of dollars needed to get your car back on the road? Quick Cash 123 is here to help you with your financial needs. If your vehicle is less than 15 years old and has less than 200,000 miles on it, then we may still be able to offer you repair protection. Call now and we will connect you with one of our preferred extended protection providers. You choose the coverage and we'll tailor a plan to fit your budget. His transmission repair cost $3,300, but the owner paid nothing, 100% covered. When her car overheated, she called the shop and had her car towed. Just show your repair protection ID card and pay nothing. Repair costs are paid directly to your dealer or repair shop with no out-of-pocket costs to you. Save thousands in car repairs and keep your vehicle worry-free.
Call 800-402-7117 and get a free quote from a nationally recognized A-plus rated provider. There's no obligation. Call 800-402-7117 now.
Baseball is back. It's opening night. The captain leads the world champions into Boston to battle the Red Sox. Yankees-Red Sox, Sunday at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. Everybody watches on Sunday night.
Despite the fact Charles Barkley got most of the attention, Chuck Person was an equally proficient scorer and rebounder for Auburn. During his 4 years with the Tigers, Person averaged 18 points and 7.5 rebounds a game. He was selected by the Indiana Pacers with the 4th pick overall in the 1986 NBA draft. With more on Person's rookie year in the NBA, here's John Gray with the Vintage Sports Center report from 1986.
One of the beauties of the NBA is that occasionally a rookie can come out of college and make his presence felt immediately. That's been seen around the league with several teams so far this season, and it's especially true with the Indiana Pacers' Chuck Person. 6'8" small forward out of Auburn has proven quickly he can play.
Well, I think he's already established himself. He's a good player. He's a sound player, and he wants to be better. He works very hard at his game. And for a rookie, I think he's doing very well.
Jackie's got me on pretty slowly, more rap rate than people anticipated, but that's what we anticipated bringing me along. His system is fairly simple. He's taught me to go one-on-one a lot, the correct fundamental ways of getting inside and scoring, so he's really helped me out a lot.
Person has rebounded and passed well, and he's also scoring, averaging better than 14 points a game for the Pacers.
Maybe early in the season, but Person has already set some lofty goals for himself, Rookie of the Year. And right now, he thinks his main competition is Ron Harper of the Cavs.
I think I have a legitimate shot at getting Rookie of the Year. Harper's playing real well, but it's a long season, anything can happen, so those are my goals, so as an individual, but I look for the team goals first.
There's a big transition from college to the NBA, the almost constant travel, and the caliber of play. Right now, however, Chuck Person is more than holding his own. John Gregg, ESPN, Sacramento.
Chuck Person was named Rookie of the Year after averaging over 18 points and 8 rebounds in his inaugural NBA season. Let's get back to the 1984 NCAA Basketball East Regional between Richmond and Auburn here on ESPN Classic.
Auburn's picked up 2 points here in the second half, but they got a lot more to gain. They're trailing now by 15 points. 9 minutes can seem an eternity sometime, Jeff, but they haven't done much with the first 11.
No, and you know, they have to be pleased with what their defense is doing to Richmond. For the first time this evening, they've been able to stop Richmond, but when they've gotten possession of the ball the last few times, they've either turned it over or have not been able to get the ball to go in the basket. This is a big possession right now for Auburn.
Barkley's back in, so you're looking at Dick Tarrant of Richmond, but Sonny Smith now making his move. There's no tomorrow here, and so Barkley with 4 personal fouls come back in with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Barkley's a guy who can really explode and make something happen in a hurry. So Smith's hoping now he can get loose. Inside to Barkley, and Barkley goes up for the rebound, cannot hold it. Little Beckwith comes up with it for Richmond. 9 minutes to go.
You know, when you're playing a team that should out-rebound you, one way you get even is to have your guards rebounding, and Richmond has done a good job of having their guards go to the board and help their big men on the board.
Oh, down low, but beautiful play. 20 points for Newman. 54-37. Daniels cuts it loose, and the rebound. Newman goes up, can't hold it. And Auburn will have an inbounds play here, but the time ticks on. 8 minutes and 34 seconds. Richmond sees the glass shoe fits. Out of the corner, hitting is Strickland, and Strickland has really given Auburn a boost. 54-39. Time now is becoming the enemy for Sonny Smith's Auburn team. Here's Richmond spread out into four corners. Always an open man. Underneath this reverse layup, and a charging foul is going to be on Davis. Oh, that's a costly play. Richmond not only doesn't get the 2 points, they get the 4th foul on that man, a key, John Davis. Well, welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we have Auburn trying to generate a comeback. They're trailing Richmond by 15 points with 8 minutes remaining. 8 minutes and 5 seconds. And Charlie Barkley with 4 fouls has come back in. Strickland. Oh, he got one in. Well, no, they don't get Barkley in motion. Johnson has the rebound instead. Richmond takes over again. Little guards have been controlling things here against an all-out man-for-man press by Auburn.
Another rebound by the little guards of Richmond coming back on the boards to help their big people.
And another set by Richmond. Each time they come down floor, they're in a different set. They go to the 4 corners. There goes Johnson driving for the layup inside, and a charging foul on Johnson. But 2 charging fouls in a row, which is not what you need to do when you've got a 15-point lead.
Absolutely not. I'm a little surprised they're attacking so aggressively. Here's the backdoor pass. Johnson goes to the basket. Strickland over to draw 2 charges in a row. He's really given his team a lift in the second half.
Well, we'll be coming right back. There's a timeout on the court with the score. Richmond 54, Auburn 39.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Let Consolidated Credit tell you the truth. When credit card companies are charging high interest, it's virtually impossible to pay off your debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 and your rate is 21%. Of your $100 minimum payment, $87 is interest. It'll take you over 33 years to pay off that debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life. Call Consolidated Credit. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? Bill Schaefer, co-inventor of the Splash Wash, did. He came up with the idea while watching his children play. InventHelp submitted his idea to Whammo, makers of toys like the Frisbee and the hula hoop. Hi, I'm Clarence McGee, the sales director of InventHelp. To find out how we can help you try to submit your idea to companies, call for your free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain with his invention. Bill's experience is not typical, and most inventions are not successful.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-361-0086.
You're watching NCAA tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
Well, now, Jeff Mullins, let's have a guess. What do you think Dick Tarrant said in that timeout after his team had just had with a 15-point lead 2 charging fouls?
Well, I'm sure they're going to try and take the air out of the ball a little bit, use the clock, but I wouldn't be surprised with 7.5 minutes to go. They still look to attack offensively, but perhaps not as out of control as they have been the last couple minutes.
So more of a control attack we can look for. Paul Daniels teaming at guard here with Gerald White. Frank Ford has not played in the second half, and Barkley's in there now with 4 fouls. Richmond, of course, staying with the zone. They got the big lead. There's the lob to Barkley, and he lays it in and is fouled on the play by Harden. That's the great artistry of Charles Barkley. You just haven't seen it here tonight, but there was an example.
And give credit to Richmond. They have really quieted Charles Barkley, the SEC Player of the Year, leading rebounder in the Southeastern Conference.
3 times.
3 times, that's right.
I think only Clyde Lee of Vanderbilt had done that before. Barkley trying to get a 3-point play and ignite something here before it gets too late for Auburn. That cuts it to 12, 54-42. So Auburn has cut it almost in half. They were down 20 points. 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Richmond now going to have to weather a furious defensive drive here by Auburn. Now the deflected pass under to Bill Fly for a layup, and he's fouled. And that's going to be not on Barkley, but it'll be on Strickland. Barkley came very close to going out of the game. You're right, Jeff. They're always attacking, aren't they?
Well, very alert play. Beckwith got the ball, passed into his teammate Fly underneath the basket. Watch him protect the basketball, make contact, and matching three-point plays if he hits his free throw.
All right, he has a chance now to nullify what Barkley did at the other end with 7 minutes remaining. 14-point lead, 15. 57 to 42. Auburn has to attack in a hurry. Long one by White on the outside. Oh, White gets in there quickly. Auburn's further handicapped in this situation by having only one more timeout to call. 57-44. Tigers are not out of it by any means. Against the 1-3-1 trap, though, they have really found the open man. Richmond has. There's the loud and a good touch pass to Harden, but he takes it back outside. Oh, that's great ball handling, isn't it? Inside to Fly, thrown away by Person, and he has the misfortune of falling and traveling. That was a great play by Chuck Person. Outstanding.
Excellent effort by Person that time. It's interesting, Jim, with Barkley on the floor, Auburn presses in a 1-3-1 zone trap. When he was on the bench, they used a man-to-man pressure defense, which I think was perhaps more effective against Richmond.
Here's Fly in trouble. Fly gives it back door, and there's a reverse layup and tipped up on the inside by Harden, and then here comes Barkley. Barkley under full steam. Feet over. There's a foul in the play, and it could be a three-pointer. Fly fouling White as he went in to lay it in. And Auburn can catch up much quicker if they keep getting these three-point plays. Over 6 minutes to go, and we're down to 11.
Watch Barkley with the ball. Dribbling with his left hand. He's normally right-handed. Makes an outstanding pass here to his teammate. You can see the contact, the layup, and again, a chance for a three-point play, which would cut it to 10 points.
As Bill Fly gets his third personal foul, and Gerald White has a chance to make a second three-point play here for Auburn in the last minute. Auburn is inching closer. The lead is down to 10. 57 to 47. Now see if Richmond's going to panic. Inside Davis clears it out to Beckwith. Fly inside, and he walks. Turnover by Richmond. Auburn now is getting back in the game with 6 minutes to go. Tigers can cut it under 10. That's a big psychological barrier. Tarrant knows his team is far from safe. Auburn now with new confidence here. They've got back within striking range. They were down by 20. Long one by Person. Underneath Barkley, and loose ball, and Beckwith has got it for Richmond. He's fouled on the play by Person. Oh, little Beckwith. What a thorn he is.
How many times have we seen the Richmond guards come back in and help on the boards? That time for Auburn, Person a little too anxious. Needed to work the ball around, perhaps get a little better shot.
16 fouls against Auburn. One more, and Richmond goes to the 1-1. Still a lot of work to be done for Auburn, but Sonny Smith coaxed them back into a great rally. They were down by 20 points. Looked like they would get it back to 8. But it stands at 10. Johnson quickly double teamed. Here's Davis. Newman, ball stripped and a foul. That'll be a 1-1 for Newman. Now, ordinarily, he's not a good guy to put up there. He's 2 out of 3 today, 20 points in the game. 5 minutes and 37 seconds to go.
79% free throw shooter for the year. Of course, the outside shooting he's demonstrated today, he should be an excellent free throw shooter.
Past the 1,000-point mark for his career here tonight. You look at Chuck Person, just an outstanding sophomore also for Auburn. He's going to be around making All-America here for another year or two. All right, Newman is like ice water, isn't he? He gets the bonus shot. This is the first bonus free throw of this ball game. 58-47 Richmond.
Newman has great rotation on his shot. He almost shoots it one-handed.
Great move. 4 straight free throws by Newman. 59-47. Richmond back up by 12. But Auburn now has made it a game. They've put more pressure on Richmond here. Richmond had a 20-point lead. White. In goes Person. And the rebound is by Davis again. Johnny Davis. Now 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Johnny Davis with 6 rebounds the first half, doing a yeoman's job on the boards in the second half.
Here goes Newman. Newman with the confidence of a burglar. Puts in his 24th point. 61-47, Richmond 14.
I'm beginning to believe that's a layup for Newman. Barkley inside.
Barkley cuts loose. The good time blimp, they call it. 61-49. 4 minutes and 40 seconds from, and there goes Newman again. You believe this guy? I mean, he isn't thinking about freezing the ball. 26 points for Newman. 63-49 Richmond. Now 4.5 minutes. There goes Barkley again. Barkley is finally loose. Is it too late?
And Sonny Smith on the sideline saying, why didn't we do this the first half? And I think they really should have gotten the ball to Barkley more in the first half. He makes so much happen offensively.
63-41. Richmond really makes you pay. Oh, there goes Barkley. Look out for this one. Here comes Barkley. Oh, that is a thunder slam, they call it. 15 points for Barkley. 63-53, and the lead is 10 with 4 minutes remaining. There's a foul. They're going to put Newman on the line again. Foul is on Turner. Second one on him. 1-on-1 coming for Johnny Newman, who's been a cool customer in this game. Turner talking to himself.
Based on the way he's been shooting all around the court, he's the last guy I'd want to foul, and I'm sure Auburn thinks the same way.
You know, he's the first player in Richmond history to score 500 points as a sophomore. And he came in this game with 655, and he's got 26 more, so he may get 700. Pretty good shooting touch, wouldn't you say? A little short now. Here's a chance for Auburn to get it down to 8. They have not been closer than 10 in the second half. White off the dribble hits. Gerald White scoring. 63-55. 8-point lead with 3:35 remaining. Auburn has brought it back. Richmond has got to be a little wary. This 5 players have played practically the whole ball game. Down the middle, Johnson stripped away. Auburn's got it 2-on-1. And here comes Person putting it in. 6-point lead. Auburn now definitely smelling a comeback victory here. They were down by 20, and now they're back within 6 with 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes 5.
After such a controlled first half, Richmond really losing control out there.
Here's Fly inside, gets the 5th foul. No, he traveled. That would have been the 5th foul on Barkley. And Richmond's going to have to take another timeout. The momentum definitely has swung back to the War Eagles of Auburn. And they're raising Cain down in Alabama right now with 3 minutes to go. And the Richmond lead has cut to 6. And it'll be Auburn's basketball.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Three-pointer out front.
The first trio of brothers to all have World Series rings.
Faith and hope and charity.
Get in here!
You get 3. That's the magic number. 3.
Soon 3 will mean even more to sports.
Attention, if you have diabetes.
If you have diabetes, I have groundbreaking news for you. Citizens Medical has a way for you to test your blood glucose nearly pain-free. Imagine no more pricking your fingers. With this new meter, you can test from a tiny sample taken from your arm so it's virtually painless. And listen to this.
The blood glucose is 105.
This meter talks to you. Seeing and hearing can help you confirm accuracy. And best of all, Citizens Medical can send you one at no cost.
I hated pricking my fingers. With this meter, I test on my arm and I can barely feel a thing. And it even talks to me.
With Citizens Medical, you can have your diabetes supplies delivered to your home. They work with Medicare or your insurance, they handle the paperwork, and have nurses certified in diabetes available to answer your questions.
I used to drive to the store to get my supplies, and the paperwork was a hassle.
So we called Citizens Medical, and now his supplies show up at the door, and there's virtually no paperwork.
Call Citizens Medical today and change the way you test.
While the Tigers and Spiders sought an NCAA championship in 1984, here's what else took place in the sports world the year George Orwell proclaimed Big Brother was watching. Marcus Allen's record 191 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns powered the Los Angeles Raiders to a 38-9 win over the Washington Redskins in Super Bowl 18. On the diamond, Kirk Gibson and Jack Morris led the Tigers to their first World Series title since 1968. Detroit bested the San Diego Padres in 5 games. Larry Bird and the Celtics beat Magic Johnson and the Lakers in 7 games to take the NBA championship. Also making news in 1984, Miss America, Vanessa Williams, was relieved of her crown. Williams, the first African-American Miss America, was forced to step down after it was discovered that she posed nude in Penthouse magazine. Runner-up Suzette Charles, also African-American, took Williams' place. Here's what the cost of living looked like in 1984. The average new home was $98,000. The median household income was $22,500. A first-class stamp cost 20 cents. A gallon of gas was $1.21, and unemployment was at 9.6%. The 1984 Summer Olympics were held in Los Angeles, but boycotted by the Soviet Union and its allies in retaliation for the American boycott of the 1980 Moscow Games. Now let's return to 1984, the NCAA East Regional matchup between Richmond and Auburn here on ESPN Classic.
The Richmond Tigers trying to hold on now after enjoying a 20-point lead. Auburn has battled back within 6 with 3 minutes remaining. There are the turnovers. Richmond made 10 here in the second half after only 3 in the first half. They're a very tired ball club, and Auburn been shelling fresh players on, applying the pressure.
You've got to give credit to Auburn. Down by 20 points in the second half. They could have quit, but they kept playing good defense. Finally, Charles Barkley came back in, really got their offense going, and now they're right back in this thing with the ball, down 6. Let's see what happens.
Big possession here. Charles Barkley been playing great with 4 fouls on him. Strickland from the side, backing home. Strickland, another big basket. 63-59, Auburn's cut it to 4 points with 2 minutes and 35 seconds. They're in the 1-3 zone trap. They've been causing some bad passes here. Here goes Johnny again. No, that time it wouldn't go, and Auburn can get down to 2. Newman finally proves he's human. And it could be costly for the Richmond Spiders. Auburn can get within 2 points. Here's a steal by Beckwith. Beckwith racing out. And no, ball is blocked out of bounds by Daniels. Ooh, what a clutch defensive play.
Great effort by Paul Daniel after the mistake to hustle back and block the shot. Watch it, just as the ball hits the glass, he knocks it against it. Excellent block. Of course, saved an easy 2 points, but there's Bill Fly.
Fly charges. Does he get the basket? Basket is good. Fly gets the basket, and he charges for his 4th foul. Auburn will shoot 1 and 1 at the other end with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. They can get it back within 4. Ooh, what a comeback here by Auburn from the Southeastern Conference. Looked like the Tigers were done. But not Sonny Smith and not the Tiger players. They never believed it for a moment. And they played like war eagles down the stretch. Watch Fly.
Excellent pass inside the Fly. Barkley holding his ground, made contact after the shot. Of course, that's why the basket was good. And Barkley will go to the line for 1 and 1.
15 points for Barkley. 1 for 1 at the free throw line. He'll get the bonus. All those names he has, Food World, Bread Truck, kind of fun. But his coach says he's Fred Astaire and an Orson Welles ball. 4-point lead with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Richmond now just playing almost in sheer guts. They got to be exhausted. And Fly takes it right inside to score. Richmond still attacking. 19 points for Fly. 67 to 61.
And of course, Charles Barkley with 4 fouls can only stand there, try and draw the charge. Fly knows that. He's taking it right at him.
Inside, batted out of bounds by Richmond. 1:47 remaining. Richmond leads by 6. Well, what a miraculous comeback by Auburn. They got a chance. Inside fly, reaching over. It cannot stay with him. Barkley can't. Here's the fast break, and Newman fumbles it out of bounds to Auburn. Oh, what a costly turnover again by Richmond. They've got to be tired, Jeff. There's no other.
I don't think there's any question. And Dick Tarrant that time says, just pull it out. We didn't need the basket. We needed the ball.
1:35 to go. Here goes Strickland. He's been hot. And Barkley is fouled on the play. Bill 1-1. Was it Fly? If it is, he's out of the game. Let's see. There were 2 players in there. And I think it's Bill Fly. And that's 5 fouls on Bill Fly. He goes out with 19 points, the same total he had against Ryder. But he's the one big man Richmond has. And now they're stripped of height. And this might leave Auburn just free to roam under the boards.
And, of course, he's gotten some big baskets right down the stretch, going straight to the basket a couple times. Very big for his team.
Now, the conference is up to the right, where Dick Tarrant, Joe Gallagher, Larry Epley are up there discussing what they want to do. They got to hurry. They've just been warned by Phil Robinson of the Big Ten to come in. They're coming in with Harden, so it's going to be a little lineup. One and a half minutes remaining in Charlotte in this game. Auburn has come from 20 points behind to within 6, and they'll have their catalyst, Charles Barkley, at the line for 1-1. He can get them back to 4 with over a minute and a half to go. Gets the bonus. He's 4 for 4 at the line and 18 points. Over the back goes Person. That's 4 fouls on Person. Auburn's got to almost quit being careful, though, Jeff.
Well, that's right, Jim. And, of course, they committed the quick foul. They would have liked to make the free throw, and they fouled Johnny Davis, who is the worst free throw shooter on the team, hitting only 39% from the free throw line. So they stopped the clock. They've got the worst free throw shooter on the line. Maybe it'll work out well for Auburn.
They say when this guy ever hits a free throw that the Richmond fans just go bananas. Well, let's watch this. 39% free throw. Rebound Barkley. 1:26 remaining. Ball won by Person. Barkley goes over the top. Here's the ball saved back, but it'll be taken by Daniels. Allowed to Barkley inside, and he's fouled on the play. Well, Barkley almost just wiped out a bevy of cheerleaders. A foul on tired Richmond team it is.
We might let the fans know again. Charles Barkley, 6'6" and 275. He has great leaping ability, but even more, Jim, he has very soft hands. He catches the ball so softly and can usually do something as he did that time trying to shoot it in midair.
Well, he has a chance to get the margin down to 3 points with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. If he can hit both ends. There's one. That cuts the lead to 4. 1:16 remaining. Auburn definitely grabbed the momentum away from Richmond. Richmond had a 20-point lead. There's his figures. Rebound tipped off to Beckwith for Richmond. They control now. Oh, almost a steal by Barkley. .104 to go. Richmond trying to roll off the clock. 2-shot foul. Gerald White just fouled little Beckwith. Now, why didn't he foul the other guy, Davis?
Well, he should have fouled Davis or Harden, the 2 worst free throw shooters on the floor right now for Richmond.
What's Beckwith? He's
Beckwith's a 62% free throw shooter, but I got a feeling he's a little better than that, Jim. Anybody that's been hitting 80% from the floor for the last 6 games is obviously a good shooter.
Dick Tarrant will get 6'10". Lee Goss back in here for the rebound, replacing Tim Harden. And Greg Beckwith waits with a very crucial free throw. His team now leading by only 4 points with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. That's right, he gets another one. Even with the pressure off an intentional foul. Free throwing for Richmond has tailed off since the team obviously became tired. Big basket there because it upped the lead to 5. It takes 3 possessions now for Auburn without a 3-point play. Lob inside, and there's a push by Newman. Let's see if it's a two-shot. Third foul on Newman. And it's 1-1. So Barkley, who's missed the bonus shot the last 2 times up there, although he's hit the front end every time tonight.
And Auburn's going to look at the films after this game and say, you know, why didn't we try to get the ball in a little bit more in the first half? Of course, we got to give credit to Richmond. Their excellent defense in the first half confused the Auburn Tigers. They didn't follow their game plan. And, of course, it wasn't until late in the second half that they started attacking where they had a superior strength.
57 seconds to go. 1-1 for Barkley. Barkley again hits the front end. He has done that 4 times in a row. He's missed his last 2 bonus free throws.
Come on, guys, let's go.
4-point lead Richmond, 68-64. Remember, Dave Davis, a key rebounder for Richmond, is playing with 4 personal fouls. Now they get down into 3. 68-65. All-out pressure now. There's the trap. A little Beckwith travels through, and a reach-in foul. It'll be a 1-1. A foul is on Gerald White, his third. And with 56 seconds to go, they used only 1 second there. They got 2 points on the boards, and now they put Beckwith up with the pressure on.
Of course, we're on the tournament road again, and remember NC State fouling when they needed the basketball. Auburn very wisely fouling and not using up a lot of time. That time, Beckwith still had the ball. They called a 1-1 foul rather than a 2-shot foul.
Goss platoon back in with his 6'10" frame now for rebounding. And Little Beckwith, smallest player on the floor at 5'10", up for the 1-1. Oh, was that a big shot? Richmond lead back to 4, 69-65 with 56 seconds to go. Yep, they got the run again. 5-point lead for the Spiders. Here comes Auburn. Auburn's had a great comeback. Strickland, nope. Rebound is grabbed by Goss, and he has to go to the floor with it, and it's going to go out of bounds. There's a foul against the Auburn player, and let's see who is that at the bottom of the pile. Looks like it might be Person, and if it is, that's 5 fouls on Chuck Person, the all-SEC forward. So Person from Brantley, Alabama, will go out with 45 seconds remaining. 10 points he scored. And Sonny Smith will go back to his bench. I think it's been and he'll come up with a starter. Greg Turner will return. I think it's been the Auburn bench that's given the Tigers a chance here to get this comeback generated. They've had more rested players. And going to the line now is Lee Goss. He hasn't played that much this year.
He's a 66% free throw shooter, only a freshman, 12 out of 18 free throws for the whole season.
Well, he's staying off the line. That's a smart thing. There's this delay here. Sonny Smith getting his player in the lineup after the foul out. Now there's Goss's figures. Rebound by Barkley. 5-point lead by Richmond with 40 seconds to go. Long one by Daniels on the outside. And there's the final timeout that Auburn can use. They kill the clock with 37 seconds to go. And this game just stays in the dark as we head to the final second. A 3-point lead. There's timeout on the court with a score. Richmond 70 and Auburn 67.
Now that, well, my parents' money.
Right now, any pizza at Pizza Hut is just $10. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any toppings, only $10. Only at your Pizza Hut.
My mother made the best toffee in the world. It's delicious. So now we've turned her toffee into a business. My goal was to take an idea and make it happen. I'm Janet Long, and I formed my toffee company through LegalZoom. I never really thought I would make money doing what I love.
We created LegalZoom to help people start their business and launch their dreams. Go to LegalZoom.com today and make your business dream a reality. At LegalZoom.com, we put the law on your side.
If you have heartburn more than 1 day a week, try Prilosec OTC. It shuts down many acid-producing stomach pumps for 24 hours of heartburn protection with just 1 pill a day. For frequent heartburn, try Prilosec OTC.
If you owe more than $5,000 in credit card debt, medical bills, or if you're just struggling to make ends meet during these tough economic times, you may be eligible to reduce your debt by as much as 60%, lower your interest rates, and eliminate late payment fees and past penalties. Call the number on your screen now. It only takes a few minutes for our experts to find the program that fits you or your family best. Start living your life on your terms and end your debt for good.
Call 800-402-7101.
I may be in my pajamas right now, but I'm not going to bed. I'm going to college online to get a degree. Education Connection will connect you to the right online college for free. And log on now, and Education Connection will send you their free success kit stuffed with information on online schools, scholarships, even degrees that take the least amount of time. This is a $100 value, and it's yours, free.
Log on to myschoolnow.com. That's myschoolnow.com.
4 teams chase one dream. Women's basketball championship. The Final Four tips Sunday at 7 with Oklahoma-Stanford, followed by Baylor-Connecticut on ESPN.
You're watching NCAA tournament first-round action from the 1984 Eastern Regionals, featuring the Auburn Tigers against the Richmond Spiders on ESPN Classic.
It's been an incredible comeback here by Auburn. They've certainly shown a lot of heart after sort of a lackluster first half. They fell behind at halftime by 17 points. They trailed by 20 in the second half. But then Charles Barkley started operating on the inside. And here is Auburn with a chance to pull it out of the fire with 37 seconds to go. They're down by 3 to what must be a very tired Richmond team, but a very smooth team coached by Dick Tarrant. They really put on a show for about 35 or 40, about 30 minutes.
Jim, you and I have seen enough college basketball to know how tenuous a three-point lead is with 37 seconds to go.
Well, one play wipes it out. You get the right bounce. And look who's down pressing. Charles Barkley asking for a towel. He doesn't want to slip down there if he has to make a sudden cut. They're not guarding the passer. Now Richmond's got to hurry to get the ball in bounds. There it goes to Newman. Now they work it to Beckwith. Cross the line, they go to Johnson. 30 seconds to go. Johnson is fouled. That'll be 2 shots. An intentional foul by Strickland. So they'll put Johnson on the line, and Kelvin is 2 for 2 tonight. A 77% shooter for his career. What's he doing this year?
82% this season. And of course, the outside shooting he's demonstrated today shows he's a very good shooter. Auburn had a couple opportunities to foul Davis, and of course didn't take advantage of it.
That's surprising, you know, with Davis, who's inept in that one category, free throwing. Now here's Johnson stepping to the line. We don't have to tell you how important these are. 4-point lead, 71-67 Richmond. Richmond fans are all on their feet. Kelvin Johnson, 72-67, 5-point lead. Auburn's got to hurry. 26 seconds to go. There goes Daniels, floating through to score. But no more timeouts do they have. They have to put full court pressure. Here comes Johnson, fouled in the backcourt. Be another 1-and-1. That foul is on Greg White, or Gerald White. 4 fouls on White. Stopped the clock with 18 seconds to go, and a 3-point lead. The only thing Auburn can do.
They had to foul as soon as they could. That time they fouled the man with the ball. Only a 1-and-1. Johnson, of course, an excellent free throw shooter, but this time instead of being 2, it'll be 1+1.
Johnson's 4 for 4 tonight. Remember, he had the 26 straight broken against Ryder. He's come back with 4. Well, that's 30 out of 31, but it doesn't help anything now. 15 seconds to go, 3-point lead. They can cut it to 1, stripped away, grabbed by Turner. Here's Turner inside, and Barkley taps it up. It'll go up again, good. 5 seconds to go. Richmond got a 1-point lead with 2 seconds. It's going to be over. Richmond wins. They stop a furious comeback by Auburn, and here are the victorious Spiders. The story, gladness and heartbreak. That's the end of the game. We'll be coming right back. The final score, Richmond 72, Auburn 71.
While Richmond managed to upend Auburn, the clock finally struck midnight for the Cinderella Spiders in the following round. Kelvin Johnson had 27 points, and Johnny Newman added 20 for the Spiders, but it wasn't enough as they fell to Steve Alford and Indiana 75-67. But Richmond would continue its role as giant killers in future NCAA tournaments. In fact, the Spiders gained a measure of revenge when they knocked out the defending champion Hoosiers in the first round of the 1988 tourney. The biggest upset of all came in 1991 when the 15th-seeded Spiders defeated second-seeded Syracuse 73-69. It was the first time since the NCAA tournament expanded to 64 teams in 1985 that a 15th seed beat a second seed. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the 1984 NCAA East Regional first-round matchup between Auburn and Richmond. I'm Mike Gleason. Thanks for watching ESPN Classic.